This is my last screw. Ah. Good morning. Yesterday was a busy day driving because I had to pick all this lumber up. This is our siding for our barn. Took 3 loads. We bought it direct from the mill. It's rough cut 1x10 pine. I'm working on enclosing the lean-to walls here, so I've already put up a few girts, but I'm going to do all along this wall and hopefully get some boards up today. So this corner of the barn here is going to be a enclosed feed and tack room. So I put some girts up on the outside walls. And what I'm going to have to do in this end wall here is frame out for a door. And voila! A framed door opening. Alrighty, got one wall of the feed tack room sided, and now I get to do the front wall. Got 2 more walls sided and a door installed.
Good rainy morning to you all. We're getting ready to get back to work this weekend together on the barn. What are we doing today?
I'm going to set up some scaffolding, which we have in the truck, and then we're going to start working up high, work on some framing stuff up there.
In the rain.
In the rain.
Yay!
Yay. Blocking. I hate blocking.
So we have our scaffolding set up.
We do indeed have our scaffolding set up. And I'm going to climb up there. I'm going to put blocking between the trusses.
From this vantage point you can see the blocking better between the first 2 trusses, and there's Stacy.
Still putting in blocking.
The blocking helps make sure that everything is spaced correctly, and it also gives you a place for your screws for your roof. We've got all the blocking in. Our next task is going to be using the chainsaw and taking off the extra posts.
So it was a rainy day, but we had a good day. We got a lot done, and we got a lot done safely. There was a lot of work done up there, and the scaffolding definitely made it nice and safe, and we'll be back at it tomorrow.
Good morning! Look at us! We're not in rain gear yet. We're going to get started on finishing putting up the purlins this morning. And look, 30 minutes later, back in rain gear. Today we are putting in the final 2 purlins on each side of the trusses. Well, it's the end of another work day. We were pretty productive before lunch, and then somebody had to crash on the couch and take a nap for about 2 hours. But we did get up the rest of those purlins. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining.
Again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to give it another go this morning. Later this afternoon, Stacy needs to leave and drive 9 hours to Astoria, Oregon. So between yesterday and today, hopefully we'll get in a whole work day.
So yeah, I think today we're going to try and do some blocking.
Time to get to work. Stacy's putting in the last piece of blocking. So the blocking's done here, the blocking's done there. We got the extra purlins in. We're done for today.
Good morning. It is a beautiful, sunny, but cold day on the Tomarosa, and we're back at work on the barn. We had a bit of a delay because I actually had surgery for a deviated septum. Just doing the eaves and the barge rafters all the way around, and then some metal trim, and then hopefully this weekend we'll be getting to putting up metal up there.
We now have the wood and metal trim around the entire upper roof. And our next stage.
Yeah, I guess we don't have any more excuses about not doing roofing metal. Tomorrow we're going to put on metal.
Good morning. Stacy's working on getting his line set up so he can work safely on the roof. The plan today is to get the metal up on the upper roof without dying. And what do you do when you and your spouse or a friend are the only ones working on building a barn? Well, you adapt. So for us, that means using our tractor a lot. Here's our little 40 horsepower New Holland. And here is the support brackets that we put on our forks to help support the metal. That allows us to drive and have the metal go over this roof and go up to here. Let's get started. Can't wait to see the whole thing on. It is just before 4 p.m. and with the time change we're about to lose our sun for the day. We're about 4/5 done on this side of the roof. It's now time to work on some cow chores and get started again tomorrow. Hi Buttercup! We have a stock tank heater which is working really well, and we have a piece of insulation underneath the stock tank. But we are feeding them some alfalfa and some of the grass hay that we had. We're gonna do those farm chores. Stacy's finishing up on the roof, and then we'll start fresh tomorrow. Here are my hay stacks. I'm pulling from this one right now, and they get grass hay in the evening, and they're fans of it.
Hello.
Good morning. Here we are again, ready to get started on the barn some more.
Day 2 of doing the roof.
And still fighting some colds, but we're pushing through because we gotta get that roof on. So let's get going. So the first half of the roof is done up top. And then we got a call from our gravel guy, and he's bringing gravel we needed before winter. So we had to shift gears, put on the back blade, use our tractor to spread some of that around while he's delivering it. This is going to make such a big difference this winter. Working at the car wash. This is how our cows look at us the majority of the time. What are you guys doing? Why aren't you bringing me something to eat? Why are you spending so much time over there in that wood contraption? Now that we're switching to the other side of the roof, Stacy is tying off the safety rope. This goes up and over, and then he uses the industrial descender.
Yep.
and that makes sure that he's safe. Because death is not allowed on this project.
Nope.
We're gonna call it a night and work on that tomorrow. Another frosty morning here on the Tomarosa. It's a little bit after 9 a.m. but we have to wait until it's over 32 degrees because it's not fun to be up working on metal when it becomes an ice rink. Otherwise, we're healing and we're so thankful for the good weather and having you along in our journey. Let's see if we can get this roof done. The sun is on its way down. There's the cows. And there's Stacy at the top of the roof, almost done with this final panel.
Just got to finish the hay hood and get the ridge cap on.
Yeah, but the main part of the roof is done. Okay, how did this roof compare to doing our roof on our house?
I would say that this was a little worse. The house is steeper. It's a 912. The upper part of the barn here is a 612. And it was like 100 degrees when we did the house with tar paper. But this is just bigger, just more panels. And I didn't have a solid decking to work off of either, which made it a little bit more challenging. So not by much, but I'd have to give it to the barn roof as most suckiest. I will have to say our DeWalt impact driver, and we are not sponsored by DeWalt, but we do have a 20-volt impact driver that has basically driven the screws into the sheet metal on every building on the farm. We bought it when we built the machine shed. We used it for all the metal, the roof and the walls on the house. And now I just did a cajillion screws into the barn roof. And I think it's starting to get a little tired.
Carly's like, oh, you're finally on the ground. Pay attention to me.
Carly.
So now we're going to do our farm chores and it will be time to start fresh on other things tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Good morning. We got the roof on. Very exciting stuff. Sure, a lot less stress. But you'll notice we have these gaps in between the upper and lower roof. So that's what I'm going to work on today. But what we're going to use is these white translucent panels. I don't know if you can tell how translucent it is. Let's get to work.
I got the girts up for the lights. So now I need to go and do all the metal flashing. You'll see I got some wall lights up between the two roof sections. Well folks, I got done with this side just in the nick of time. It just started sprinkling out, and you definitely don't want to be working on a metal roof when it's wet.
Ta-da! Welcome back. Stacy had worked on getting these lights in yesterday. They look amazing. As you can see, there's a little hole here and up here. That is what we're working on today.
So the next step in our roof And the last step is putting on the ridge cap, which is this material right here.
That's the last piece of metal.
This is my last screw. Ah.
Now all you gotta do is get off the roof safely.
Roof's done. Thank goodness. I need to just stand for a few minutes before I try going down a ladder. Oh, thank goodness.
We did it! We got the roof on!
Yay! Look at that. It's awesome. I'm tired of being up there. I'm so glad it's done.
You know, it was a bunch of pieces because you had to do the lower roofs, and then we had to do the upper roof, and then we had to do the hay hood, and then we had to do the stuff, the ridge cap, and
the wall lights.
oh yeah, and then the wall lights.
Worked on the roof for that too.
But now that that's done, in the next phase we'll be able to start working on the walls down below.
Yep, looking forward to that because it's not up high.
So stay tuned to the Tomarosa, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for all the views and your comments. We really appreciate it.
See you then.